Nation.
Let's go.
What a day it has been so far.
What a day.
You are on my cord again.
Oh, God. It's like stuck to my foot.
DNVR Buffs Primetime, presented by Factor Meal Kits. Head on over to factormeals.com/DNVR Buffs 50. Use that code DNVR Buffs 50 to get 50% off. Today's a historical day, Ryan.
One for the ages. One for the absolute ages, Jake. We got him.
We got him. Finally.
Huge shout out to Coach Prime for giving us a few minutes here today. Also to Sam, who helped hook us up with it. Something, that's obviously been a goal for us for a while. I think someone pointed out in our Twitter, we said that was a New Year's resolution, was to get Coach Prime on the show, and we finally made it happen. Made the whole trip to out here in Las Vegas all worth it.
Yep. We got to speak to him for a few minutes. Let's just get to it.
Yeah,
we got
to
show
get to it. Play the video. What's up, Coach? Absolute pleasure to be talking with Coach Prime here.
We acting like we strangers. We act like we strangers. Come on in.
Thanks,
there we go.
Coach.
Y'all are family. You know that, right?
Yes, sir. That means the absolute world.
Y'all keep it 100.
For real.
I don't need a pass. Yeah, like if I ain't doing my job, say it. So you guys keep it 100. And I like it.
Thank you, Coach. It feels like this year's team already has a different level of bond.
Yes.
Is that something that you have kind of focused on?
I'm focusing on relationships this year. I'm focused on really coaching staff and the players getting to know one another. I don't even like them at the table and the training table on their phones. Put the darn phones in the middle of the table and you guys talk, get to know each other, so that you have a sort of bond that you got each other's back. Like you guys, you got each other's back,
Yes, sir.
And that's what we want for those young men. And I love it, and I love it where we're going. Now, let me give you this, because most people don't know. You got to understand how you build it. Most people had not even understood how we build it. What's my biggest attractability? Skill positions. So we built it from the outside in, not the inside out. So we started out with the outside. So that's why you saw the skill positions, all that, plentiful, and they balled out. We were garbage on the inside. So what we go out and do now? The second phase of this building process is now you build it from the inside out, because you already got the outside. But no, so we went out and got the linemen on both sides, a couple linebackers, a couple more corners, a couple more receivers for Shador to have a good time with, tight end, and we're cool, and we're not done. We're not done. Soon after spring, there's going to be some more additions. But that was the strategy, and we're staying on the path.
Speaking of the lineman coach, Jordan Seaton, obviously a massive recruiting win for you. What has been the most impressive thing you've seen from him so far since he's been in Boulder?
His humility, because we have some linemen now that are grown men that don't play. And he being humble enough to listen to them and glean from them, because they've been in college football for a few years now, and they know what they're talking about, and they know how to prepare, they know how to train. And you got to see them. You guys got to come in just to see them work out, man, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a whole different game. It's a whole different thought process. It's a whole different kid that's inside the complex now. And all of them have NFL grades, which means we've gone to the NFL and say, okay, where's this kid projected? All those guys have NFL grades, and that's a beautiful thing.
Coach, you get a lot of hate, but you also get a lot of love. How do you make sure that the love is louder than the hate?
That's on you.
For you, though, personally.
See, you may be the kind of guy, and I'm not categorizing you, that if you have 10 comments and 9 of them are positive, you're going to look at the one that's hateful, and you're going to project that and talk about that. I'm not built like that. I'm a love guy. I'm a passionate guy. I'm a guy that looks for positivity. So I don't give a darn about the people who may have tweeted that or Instagram that or commented on that. I don't give a darn about that, because they can't make me or they can't break me. So I'm good with that. You're going to get, when you're somebody and you're making waves, you're going to get an opinion or comment from everybody. But don't allow that to cause you to forget who you are. Yeah.
Coach, you're the man. Thank you.
You guys are the man.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Appreciate you.
See you soon, Coach.
Thank you, Sam.
Unreal.
Unreal is right, man.
I'm glad we got to listen and play it back, because I pretty much blacked out those actual 3 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. But also, he has such a presence, but also such a knack for making people feel comfortable. Yes. Just full disclosure, I really expected to be a lot more nervous, because it's just there's a lot of pressure on that moment. You got about 3 minutes to nail it, and obviously you're talking to Coach Prime, but he instantly took all of the tension out of the moment there by throwing his arms around us, making us feel comfortable, and that's another unique skill, and that translates into so many other things too. I'm sure he's really used to that. Even when he's recruiting, when he's going to someone's house, when he's talking to someone on the phone, people are wow, talking one-on-one with Deion Sanders here with Coach Prime, but he does a really good job of making people feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much just that. I was nervous as hell, and then he puts his arm around me, and I'm like, all right, we're actually we're good to go here.
We're here.
This is my guy. It was amazing, man. We've waited over a year to get him on the show. We had to come out to Vegas to get him. It was completely worth it, though.
Worth it. Absolutely worth it. And let's talk a little bit about what he had to say, because I think a lot of that stuff at the beginning was really interesting. But I want to start with the team bonding, because I think that's been a kind of a theme of this offseason. And I loved what he said about how he doesn't like seeing people on their phones, Yeah. We used to, do that once in a while of you go out to dinner with your friends and you're like, all right, let's actually talk. Put the phones in the middle. It makes a big difference. Kind of gets everyone to connect a little more. But then he talked about something that we've talked about on this show before, and I think I brought it up to him one other time. Yeah. And that time he's like, that's what other people say. That's not necessarily what I say. Well, now that he's into phase 2 of this, he's he said it straight up. We knew that we could attract the skill position players when I got to Colorado. So we went out and did it, and they got amazing ones. Then they said, okay, we built from the outside in. Now let's do it the reverse. Let's build from the inside out. And so when people talk about last season, they talk about the fact that Colorado struggled and they only win 4 games and blah, blah, and they fell short of expectations. They lose the part that this is a rebuild. There are multiple phases to a rebuild. Phase 1 was bringing the skill guys. You got the best quarterback in the country. You got the best overall player in the country. You got a lot of great players around them. Now phase 2, you go in and you fortify the interior of your football team, and now you're closer. I mean, you can't even say that's the end of it, but you're a lot closer to completing the ultimate goal.
I mean, beautifully said. Especially, just team building is a tricky thing, man. And there's many ways to do it. That's why there's always so much turnover, is because usually organizations, teams, schools bring in new people just to try it a different way. And he definitely had a unique way, but just hearing him talk about it that way, a year now after he's been hired, it just makes so much sense, how he tried to go about this rebuild. Yep. And when the portal opened, we told the chat, we told everyone on the show, guys are coming, man. Just having that stretch. I know it got memed or whatever after they went on the losing streak and finished 4-8, but man, they really proved themselves to the country that this is going to be something that is just getting started, really. And bringing in those offensive linemen and just filling out the trenches how he has done so far. I mean, people were saying before the portal opened, remember, you can't do this. You can't really rebuild an offensive line in the transfer portal. You can't completely find a pass rush, a full 2-deep rotation at pass rusher in the portal. He's done it. I can't wait to see it on the field.
Yeah, don't tell him what he can't do. He also mentioned that those offensive linemen have NFL grades. And so that they weren't, they didn't just go out and get no one. No. They went out and got players who could play. And you combine those guys with a elite quarterback, and it's only going to help them compared to what they've played with leading up to this point in their career. I love this comment from Shay, who said, y'all family, and you make us feel a part of the family. First of all, that was awesome that he said that. Yeah. But second of all, you guys are. Because we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. So this is a team effort, man. It's been really, really cool to build this community, and obviously a milestone day for all of us.
Yeah. And then talking about Jordan Seaton, just how he's really come in, and I love that he chose the word humility, because so much of what happened in his recruitment, especially towards the end, people were getting wild, man. Just throwing out some crazy takes. And I know it was an emotional time, especially for Buffs fans, obviously. But people outside of Buff Nation were saying just some nasty things about Jordan Seaton and who he is because of how this recruitment went. But then Coach Prime comes in and says, we have guys who on the team who haven't played, and Jordan's just trying to soak up as much information as he can from as whoever it is that he can talk to.
Totally. Humility and maturity, I think, go hand in hand. And a lot of that was called into question during the recruiting process. I'll be honest, the way that we saw Jordan in that moment before, he's really in the mix, is a totally different kind of – he came off a totally different way than he's coming off now. And so I kind of understand why people thought a certain way about him. But now that you've got to see him, now you hear him talk, whether it's, in the media or to like a spaces, he's incredibly mature and also really understands that, like, he is a true freshman.
Right.
And he's got, a lot to learn, but he's surrounded by guys who want to help him, and he knows he has all the talent in the world to do it. So I think humility is a great word for him, because that's a lot of times the opposite of the word people will use for a 5-star player.
We got to shout out someone. Okay. K-Misha says, DNVR's partnership and relationship with Neely opened the pathway to Coach Prime. We haven't been able to text Neely yet.
That's true.
But that's 100%. Shout out to Neely.
Absolutely.
Our friend, but man, he helped make this happen. Absolutely.
And as I always say when we talk about that relationship, is it all happened naturally. That's our guy. Like you said, a true friend, and he's done a lot for us. For sure has. So we got to text him and thank him.
He'll be back at the bar soon too.
Absolutely.
I think it's later this month he'll be back. We'll let you guys know when we get back too. All right, shout out to Illegal Pete's. We are in Las Vegas. There's no Illegal Pete's out here, right?
I don't think so.
That's unfortunate, because it's one of the greatest restaurants in the entire world. Hit them up if you're in Colorado. They've got some in Arizona as well, in Phoenix. Swing by and join the party at the newest location in the Foothills area. It's located in Gold's Marketplace on the corner of 26 and Kipling, overlooking Crown Hill Park. I think that's near Arvada. Not too sure exactly. Anyways.
We say Arvada.
Arvada? Are we in, what state are we in?
Nevada.
Well done.
You thought I was going to say Nevada after I just said Arvada, not Arvada?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what you had to say.
It's just the same thing as Colorado, not Colorado.
Yes. I think. I don't even know what I say now. Shout out to... Huh?
You're still in the prime time zone.
Yeah. Shout out to Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. We'll see you soon. And then...
And then what?
Circa Sportsbook.
Shout out to our friends over at Circa. I think we're going back to Circa tonight to watch Nuggets Lakers.
Yeah.
Did you know it's Kobe statue night?
No, but that makes sense because I saw a lot of Kobe stuff on the timeline today.
Yeah, so it's Kobe statue night. Nuggets had Lakers for ring night. Lakers have Nuggets for Kobe statue night. Just adding more layers to what's already going to be an exciting game. So we're going to head down to Circa and play some bets at the sportsbook. I haven't seen the line yet because we've been a little busy today, but I'm looking forward to it. Circa Sportsbook, the best part about them is they truly do give you the best odds. Of everywhere I've looked, every sportsbook has something that makes them a little different. If you're a bettor, a true bettor, you're going to want to go to the place that has the best odds, because over the course of hundreds of bets, your wins are going to be worth more and your losses are going to be worth the same. So check out our friends over at Circa Sportsbook. They're the absolute best. Go to circasports.com.
And download the Circa Sportsbook app anywhere. Place your Circa Squares bets anywhere in Colorado. For more information, visit circasports.com.
Go ahead.
Circus Sports bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. Must be 21 or older. All rights reserved. Circus Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgamblingcolorado.org.
What did Coach Prime say?
What?
He said, you guys have each other's backs.
Yeah?
You had mine.
I got you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
I saw a lot of people in the chat asking why we didn't ask Coach Prime about DC. It's still not.
Yeah.
I don't think a contract's been signed. I don't think
Yes.
it's official. So the school hasn't announced it, so he can't comment.
Yeah, simple as that. But it's actually a really good question because we wanted to.
Of course, we would have definitely asked if we could.
Yep. And I asked if I could ask, not to Coach Prime, but to his people. And I thought I knew the answer, but I just wanted to make sure. I don't know why it matters. It's not like a recruiting thing where it's like, oh, until they're signed, it's a violation if you say something. But it's happened to me before. In fact, I remember Tad Boyle hired an assistant coach one time, and before his press conference, the SID came in and said, hey, nobody asked about the new coaching hire. It's not official yet. He cannot speak on it. And then he walked away. And right after he walked away, another person came into the room within 2 seconds, and that person didn't hear it. And they asked the first question about the new coach. And I've never seen, this man's face turned like steam was coming out of his ears. He was so mad. It wasn't Troy. It was the person before Troy. But it was actually hilarious. I laughed out loud, audibly.
That's hilarious. So that's why we didn't ask. Wish we could have. But it finally happened, man.
Yes, sir. And just so you guys know, today's obviously been a whirlwind, talking to those guys. But we are going to ask around here and look out for some people that have been involved in the Bengals, covered the Bengals, played for the Bengals, whatever it may be, to hopefully bring on to tomorrow's show to talk about the new defensive coordinator, which we'll get into right now.
Yep, we're doing it right now. Colorado, Ian Rappaport broke this news. It was kind of we could have probably placed odds and set odds on who's going to be the one to actually break it. I don't think he would have been plus money, a decent chunk.
Well, I don't know, because college football is a little different than the NFL, where if you want to keep things under wraps in college football, you can kind of do it. And a lot of the sources, besides there's a couple big names, but a lot of the sources are local. So it's like, hey, I'm sorry, you can't break this. And that local person is going to abide by that. The NFL is different, man. Schefter and Rappaport get everything. And it's the agents, it's the teams, it's the GMs. Those guys have so many sources that I think you actually could have predicted if it's coming from the NFL, it might be broken by an NFL source.
That's fair. But Robert Livingston is going to be Colorado's next defensive coordinator. He's the safeties and secondaries coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, or was, I guess, for the last, I think, 7 years. He joined the staff in 2012 as a scout. Worked as a scout, so he's been with the Bengals for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Worked as a scout until 2014, so 2015, his first year as a coach. Was on field as a quality control analyst and special teams assistant. Did that for a few seasons. Got moved up to secondaries coach in, I think, 2017. This is all from the Bengals site, and it's all just talking about their players.
2017, the Bengals. Yeah, I think you're right.
Obviously, Jesse Bates, probably the best player that he coached in that time. A guy who was drafted, I believe, day 2, and then became one of the best safeties in the NFL. I think he took a massive payday to Atlanta last offseason. But Von Bell, another guy who brought in, a guy who, I don't know, was probably a signing that didn't get much attention at all when it happened, because in New Orleans, I think he was drafted fairly highly, didn't do too much there. Comes to Cincinnati, and Jesse Bates and Von Bell are the leading tacklers on a team that went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. They've put out some dogs out of that secondary. And, of course, we're going to try to eventually talk to Chidobe Awuzie, who played for him in Cincinnati as well. Of course, a forever Buff. But this is interesting, Jake. because, of course, everyone's bringing up that original messaging that it was going to be a mind-blowing type of hire, and I think it's totally fair to say that this was not. No one stopped everything they were doing when they heard this name drop. With that being said, that has pretty much nothing to do with how successful Robert Livingston will or won't be in Boulder. And so you can decide, make of it what you will, what went down here, and everyone's going to have their take on what happened with defensive coordinator. Was Livingston always the number one choice? Did something else happen? Was there, I talked about it, feels like months ago now, but probably a couple weeks ago, where I said, hey, look, they had a name that they wanted to go with. All of a sudden, a bunch more interest came out, and they widened the search, and they brought in the search and said, let's see what else we have out there. And I honestly think that Coach Prime, this is my guess, had his eyes on someone, a name that maybe would have been a bigger name. And then, like I said, more names came out, and he said, okay, well, let's talk to these guys. And the reason I believe it took so long is because Coach Prime saw something, felt something with Livingston, and wanted to say, I'm going to give this guy a chance, and had several conversations with him, and gave him a chance to earn trust, and gave him a chance to prove himself why he's the right person for this. And in the end, I think Coach Prime kind of called his shot here, and said, you know what? There's something about this guy that I really like. I want to see what he can do, and I'm going to let him do it.
Well, look, man, obviously, as you just said, not the flashiest name in the world, but this is a guy to work 12 years at an NFL team in multiple areas while constantly moving up is an impressive thing to do. He learned under, we should have the Rappaport video, actually, but Ian Rappaport yesterday said he learned under Lou Anarumo, the Cincinnati's defensive coordinator, one of the best in the league, a guy who's coached a long time. And these are the type of hires that, it's not exciting, but this is a really good coach. This is a guy who obviously played, he scouted, then he did all the coaching stuff. Like, he's kind of done everything. So for a young guy, it's a pretty impressive resume. And now he gets to come to Colorado, be defensive coordinator finally, and this is a massive opportunity for him.
Speaking of potential coaches that could or could not be hired by Coach Prime, Warren Sapp is about 25 feet from us right now. If Allie can, maybe she can ask if Warren Sapp wants to come on. Anyways, you're right. And Lou Anarumo is a renowned name, defensive coordinator, and people I've been seeing people bring up the defensive stats from this last year and how they fell back, and the whole team kind of took a step back this last year. Joe Burrow's hurt, kind of derails things. They're super injured on the defensive side of the ball, but this is also a defense that stopped Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game just a couple years ago. And
again, this is Deion Sanders. He just hired a defensive coordinator as a safeties coach. Kind of knows what he's doing. I would just trust that because of that fact alone.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Everyone's freaking out. Get Sapp in the comments. We'll try.
Is he sitting down?
He's sitting down.
He's doing the Raiders thing.
Right, with the Raiders.
Yeah. It's been insane here at Radio Row today.
It really has. Yeah, Thursday is the day. Everyone kind of comes in. It's, obviously the game's on Sunday. This is pretty much the biggest party night in the NFL because so many people are coming in for the weekend on Thursday doing their, their Radio Row hits with whatever they're getting paid to promote. And, anyone you can think of, they have been here today, and we're going to play a couple other cool ones too. Yep.
We'll do Chad Johnson here on the other side of the break. It's been crazy though. We saw Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson walking around. Obviously, Coach Prime. T.O. was here as well.
He was. We just missed him because we were talking to Ocho.
Yep. Stephen A. is here today. Michael Vick was here. Everyone's here.
Yep.
Josh Allen. All right, let's hit this final ad break.
And like I said, we're kind of planning to talk a lot more about defensive coordinator. If not tomorrow, certainly early next week.
Definitely.
Depends on kind of the guests that we can get tomorrow, which you never know what you're going to see.
Right. I'll do a deep dive written piece at some point here too. Shout out to our friends at Empire Today. If you need new flooring for your home or business, hit them up. They are the best out there. And you can do all this from the convenience of your own home. With their virtual floor designer, you can try a variety of different floor styles in your space, and you can schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 off discount when you use the promo code DNVR. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/DNVR for details.
All right. Also, shout out to Factor Meal Kits. They have made this whole trip possible for us.
Yep.
So huge shout out to them, man. They backed us. They believed in us. They believed we could get Coach Prime on the show, and backed us here coming out to Las Vegas. And they've been a great partner for a while. They also happen to have absolutely delicious food that, in my opinion, is the #1 best way to stay on track if you're trying to diet. Which I was doing a great job of before we got to Las Vegas, Nevada. But
same.
Yeah.
It's been rough.
I keep like making eye contact with Alyssa because we're both like trying to diet, and it's like, well, we can either diet or eat this pizza, and we might not see food for the next 4 hours after this. I think we'll go for the pizza.
Pizza it is. But I did order our Factor boxes to come right when we get back.
See?
So I A, don't have to cook, and B, I can get back to my diet like that.
Boom, perfect.
That's how it's done.
I'm heading to Mexico in a couple weeks, so I got to get back on the diet as well to get that beach bod ready.
I got you.
Shout out Factor, the absolute best when it comes to it.
DNVR Buffs 50.
Okay.
That's the code.
All right, thanks. DNVR Buffs 50. Use DNVR Buffs 50.
All right. We talked to Chad Johnson earlier today. We got the answer to one of the most pressing questions. What's he going to be called when he comes to coach in Boulder?
It was kind of a question that I just made up. He didn't even really entertain it because he's been saying Coach Ocho, but I just think Coach Ocinco is better. So I was trying to toss it out there to see if maybe he was like, oh, that sounds good. But he didn't. But that's okay because we got some other great stuff from Coach Ocho, which I'll lay down my sword on this one.
Whenever you're ready. Yep.
So when you come up to Boulder,
Yes, sir.
are you going Coach Ocho or Coach Ocinco?
I'm Coach Ocho.
Coach Ocho.
Yeah. Right now, I'm starting bottom level recruiter. So I've been doing recruiting right now, and I'm going to bring in the heavy hitters.
How are we doing? Are we hitting our targets?
Yeah, we're hitting our targets. I'm bringing in the meat and potatoes. I'm bringing the meat and potatoes on the offensive, defensive line. I'm doing all the work behind the scenes. I'm not taking any credit for it. But when you see the difference in us this year, you understand, just know it came from me.
All right.
Travis Hunter's playing both ways right now.
Right.
Where do you see him fitting in the NFL? Wide receiver, cornerback, or both?
Obviously, if he's going to do it in college and he does it long enough in college, that means he'll be able to do it in the NFL as well. Obviously, the talent in the NFL is at a much greater, much greater scale. But possibly there could be special packages for him if he wants to play DB consistently. He'll be able to do it. Oh, he'll be able to do it. Oh shit! He'll be able to do it. Where you going? He'll be able to do it on both sides. But I'm sure he'll play DB, and you just have special packages for him at receiver.
Can you help with the release?
I can. That'll be easy. I still have the best feet in the game. Still.
Who's winning? You versus Coach Prime one-on-one in your prime?
Oh, me, easily. And I will do him exactly how I did others and tell him exactly what I'm running and still beat him.
If Shador was your quarterback in your prime, how many
I'd always
touchdowns?
be open.
How many touchdowns do you think?
My
you'd have?
prime in the NFL?
Yeah.
In today's game? Today's era?
Yeah, with Shador. If he was your quarterback.
25, 23. You can't even touch anybody. It's like flag football with a helmet on. No disrespect. I'm just saying.
How many wins for us this year?
11.
Before the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're good.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate
I forgot we had a CJ Stroud
Yeah.
cameo in this as well.
This day has been
It's been insane.
insane. Like, I can't even. Yeah, I totally forgot about that as well.
But Chad Johnson's just absolutely hilarious.
Also, I tried to interview Stephen A. Smith today. I don't know if we have the clip. I don't think we have the clip ready. I don't even know if it's worth playing. But I asked Stephen A. Smith why he's hating on my hometown of Boulder,
and then you got shoved away by security.
I got Heisman by his security guard.
But Chad Johnson, I mean, Coach Prime's one of one. Chad Johnson is exactly the same. Just electric personality. He's hilarious, and he's a big Colorado believer. So
He is a big Colorado believer. Also, we have Allie and Marissa on the case. They're going to try to get Coach Sapp.
Let's go.
To come over here. It's 99% not going to happen, but I like the suspense of that point. That 1% it could happen.
Yep. Fingers crossed, chat. We need good vibes sent this way so we can get Warren Sapp on the show, and we can ask the man himself right here on our show if he's actually coming.
We will too.
Definitely.
But it's probably not going to happen. But it might. But it's probably not. But it might.
Boys, keep the vibes.
People said they want to see the clip of me getting Heisman. I don't think we have it, but
RG has it?
I'll put it out on social at the very least.
All right.
It was a valiant effort, I'll tell you that.
It was something, man. He was moving. Stephen A can move.
He was moving. He also had, I got to give him credit, probably the flyest suit of anyone here today.
He did look dapper today. Yeah.
All purple suit,
Yep.
which you got to be a different breed
Crushed it.
to even consider wearing an all purple suit.
Maybe the outfit of the week?
I give it to him. Coach Prime was pretty fly, but he had he was
just Coach Prime.
Casual, yeah.
I ain't hard to find with the black jacket over
the chains, yeah. But Stephen A. he brought it for sure.
Chad Johnson though, how many touchdowns do you think he would have had if Shedeur was throwing him the football?
Oh, in college or in the
prime.
NFL? So
2004 Chad Johnson is on a team with Shedeur Sanders right now.
And they're on the Bengals.
Sure.
Okay. I think 20's on the table.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he did have like prime Carson Palmer, but I think I don't want to degrade prime Carson Palmer because he was kind of sick, but I think Shedeur has a chance to be better.
That's kind of interesting you call him prime Carson Palmer because you could argue he went to Arizona and had an even better stretch of his career.
So sub-prime Carson Palmer? Pre-prime
Junior
Carson
prime?
Palmer? By the way,
what's up?
It's the ultimate test of like just how these guys are built that he said that he would dominate Coach Prime one-on-one in their primes.
Yes.
Neither one of definitely not true. But I don't like that's what makes those guys great. Like they believe that. And I think he legitimately believes that.
Yeah. Where's my hat? I don't know. Oh, actually, it's on the other table here.
I don't know if you guys have seen any pictures of this, but PHNX Cardinals is Jake could reach out and touch them.
Yeah.
That's how close we had to get creative here because we have 7 shows at ALLCITY going live here from Radio Row. So we took one space and turned it into 2, and it actually like catches a lot of people's eyes. They walk by here and they're like, "Damn, what's going on over there?"
Oh, we have one of the most like in the pen most eye-catching sets.
Yes, for sure. So shout out to the design team for creating these backdrops. Obviously, the tablecloths, making us look cool out here.
And then shout out to everyone who came out last night at Circa.
Oh my God!
Should have mentioned that during the read. But
that was sick.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's really the first time I've been in that overhang area too.
The overhang bar is sweet, and it's really cool. Like when you guys are always helping us with different things, but you guys help us a lot when we have like a partner like Circa, and we have an event like last night, and then the All-City family just like completely shows out.
Yep.
And everyone on those teams at Circa is like, wow, you guys really do have like a cool community. We completely packed our side of the bar.
Yeah. And there was like another party going on the other side, and all of a sudden Mike Golick and Mike Golick Jr. are standing right next to our event, which was wild. CJ Hurd. Supposed to come in today. I haven't seen anything still.
Wow, forgot about that.
Yeah. It's been that kind of a day.
It has been one of those days. This is going to be one of those days that it's not until I like lay down in bed later that I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I know. Same. What else do we got?
We do have another guest coming here in a little while.
We do.
So we could eventually get to questions. If you guys have questions, start throwing them out in the chat. We're planning to have another guest live. I'm checking in on my text right now. Might not happen, but we might be able to get them tomorrow or maybe record something with them later today. I'm not even going to say who it is yet because it would be a cool one to get. Throw your questions to the chat. Obviously, if you're coming here, I've seen a couple people be like, where's the Prime interview? Where's the Prime interview? You can rewind while we're live to the beginning of the show. We played it almost completely off the top, maybe like 2-3 minutes in. So you can go check it out.
Alyssa's got it all time-stamped in the description as well, so go check it out down there.
Goated.
I don't know. What do you got?
Questions?
John Heller says, did Prime smell like winning? So happy for you guys.
Yes.
Jake doesn't remember.
I was going to say, I don't remember the details.
Okay, another question. Chipmunk Construction says, what NFL team do you think Shador will go to?
The Denver Broncos.
Oh, man. Wouldn't that be sick?
It'd be... That's how I know that the last year we've just been dreaming the entire time if that happened.
If he goes to the Broncos?
Yes.
Man, it's actually kind of lining up. I'll just say that. We'll see what the Broncos do this year. Obviously, if they draft, the third or fourth best quarterback in this year's draft, that dream is probably off the table. But I think they're going to obviously try to trade up and explore that route. I don't know if it's going to happen for them, and if not, then there's a chance that Jarrett Stidham starts this year for the Denver Broncos. They're essentially tanking, and they're in perfect position for Shador next year.
I mean, it'd be great. Should have just done it this year, though.
Should have just done it this year.
What else we got, Alyssa?
Ollie wants to know, what team do you think will be the most competition for CU this year?
What was the question?
Which team do you think will be the most have the most competition for CU this year?
Oh.
It's between K-State and Oklahoma State for me.
I'll say Oklahoma State. I'm watching them try to get Warren Sapp. I just want to see this. They're slowly inching closer and closer to him and trying to talk to him.
All right, he's taking a selfie with the fan.
Oh,
here we go. Here's our moment, chat. Here's our moment.
Come talk Buffs with us.
We got him, chat. W's in the chat. W's in the chat.
Where's the headset? Oh.
I don't see you nowhere on this.
That's because this is ALLCITY, so that's our parent company. But you are joining. Look, here's my Shador.
I'm messing with you.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
All right, there he is. Warren Sapp joining the show here with us today. We just had Coach Prime a little earlier. Now we've got Coach Sapp.
Not officially yet, but I think I'm going to join him in March. I'm going to see what he's going to say to him because I got to find him. You talked to him. Where did he went?
He's already gone out.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
So how has this process been for you? Obviously, we know that you kind of showed interest last season in getting into coaching, and it feels like you're
it goes a little bit further back than that. But I was just visiting, looking around, and all of a sudden, I found myself surrounded in the hot tub by 5 defensive linemen that were trying to suck every piece of knowledge they could get out of me. And I said, okay, I think I found home.
Yeah.
I think I found home in a place where a bunch of young men really want to chomp and grump at the bit. And I love it because I've been around professional athletes that'll tell you, yeah, dog, I'm going to call you. I'll be over there next. Crickets. So I'm going to go somewhere where I think I'm wanted.
Well, we would love to have you.
We would love to have you. And last year, Colorado was pretty weak in the trenches. What was that like for you watching that unfold?
I just watched. You can't put emotions in it, especially when it's not something I'll be held responsible for. So I was just looking from a distance. But I'll have my hand in it. So
let's go.
then you'll have an opportunity to ask me, and then I'll have something to talk to you about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Got to give a shout out to our guy Uncle Neely, who is your home.
No,
that's
Neely's
our guy.
Good, great dude. That's my guy. Man.
Yeah.
He's so fun. Do a good job too. Really good job.
So you said March is kind of the goal.
March is when I'm coming.
You're coming.
That's what I was told.
Stamp it.
That's what Prime said.
All right. If he said it.
So if Prime tell me I'm coming in March, then stamp it, right?
Yes.
So I'm stamping it.
We're stamping it.
My bags are packed. I'm ready to go.
Let's go, man. We're excited to have you in Boulder. What do you think of Boulder?
You know, Boulder has more days of sunshine than Florida.
Oh yeah,
Boulder
I grew
has
up there,
300
born
days.
and raised.
Hey man, I'm telling you about a Florida boy. You know the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn, the Tropic of Cancer run right through the heart of Africa. My people's subtropical, so I'm learning what you have. And I've heard about these alpine roller coasters that you roll down. Yeah. So, and I raised the black Shaun White. Warren Sapp II can ski through the trees.
So Shaun Black.
I raised the black Shaun White, is what I'm telling you. So he goes off the side of the building. He takes me up to 12,000 up at Beaver Creek. I get back on the lift and go down. The dude says to me, no one goes down the lift that way. I'm like, watch this. I'm going down, and I'm not going off the side of this mountain. No chance.
That's incredible, man.
Oh, my God. Wrote the thing back down.
I love it, man. We got a game in Florida this year.
Yeah,
How hyped are you about that?
Last game of the year, right?
No, it's in October. It's in the middle of the season, but we're going to Orlando to play UCF.
Then I got some bad information. Somebody told me it was at the end of the year.
Huh. I wish it was at the end of the year because it would be nice and warm there when it's cold in Boulder.
Yeah.
But
early in the year?
It's like middle
of the conference.
Mid-October?
Yep.
Yeah, around then.
Okay.
That'll be huge, right? To kind of get Coach Prime back down in Florida, playing a game there.
Brother, anywhere you take Prime is big. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Come on, it doesn't matter. Anywhere in the 7 continents on the earth, let's go. It's Prime.
What is so special about the Florida boys brotherhood you guys have?
You know what? It's a place where you got to get it out of the dirt. Because most of us don't come from much. And there's no public transportation system like in New York that'll take you around. So you're going to learn how to drive. You're going to learn how to do this. You're going to learn how to work at 13 years old to try to go buy you $100 shoes because mom definitely not buying no $100 shoes. So your responsibility and your duties are dumped on you way earlier than most, I want to think, because, listen, when it's hot as it is in Florida, there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
a lot of grass to be cut, brother. You know what I'm saying? You cut grass all year long, but you have to have the ability to want to have that lawnmower, go get that gas, and go get that money, So we just have a work mentality. So when you have a work mentality, there's nothing we don't think we can do.
Yeah.
I love that. And it also creates a different type of dog on the field.
It creates a dog that understands that I'm finna go to work because I put in the work. I poured the concrete. I got a foundation. I'm finna build a mansion on you. What were you doing yesterday? Oh, you wasn't on your game. Well, guess what? I am. And we're about to have fun with you for 4 quarters and shake your hand and tell you can see you next time.
What's it been like watching Shedeur and Shiloh just become, really some of the most famous players, best players in the country? You know what? I watched some kids. They were babies. You've been with Prime, been around Prime. You watch them grow up, and you just love the development of them. You just feel proud about it, because there's so many roads kids these days can go on. You know what I'm saying? We was there. I was sitting on my couch in my college dorm when Katie Couric and Greg Gumbel looked at each other and said, "What's the A with the circle around it?" I'm like, what? Jeez, what are we getting into? We don't even know what it is, and now we finna let the world on it. Crazy. So. That's when I was turning 21. The world finna go into this whole new stratosphere. But hey, man, it's fun. It's fun to watch.
That's amazing, man. Hey, before we let you go, I got to know, what's going to be on your business card when you join the staff? Warren Sapp, what's going to be under there? What's your title going to be?
Oh, General Graduate Assistant. I
Grad
got to go
Let's
Grad
go.
Assistant.
Hell yeah,
I
man.
got to start at the bottom. No one lets you go to the top. But irregardless of what that title says, I know what my influence will be.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this the right way because there's only one way to play the position I know. In them trenches, the 1 to 3 to 5, the 7 and the 9,
Yep.
let's go to work.
All right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Well,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
congrats on
Hey,
the
pleasure,
graduation.
Hey, we'll see you up there, all
Yeah,
right?
And we'll see you in Boulder.
Yeah, March.
There he is. Warren Sapp. What a time to be alive, man.
Let's go, man.
What a time to be
What
alive.
a time to be alive.
Thank you for joining
Thanks,
the
man.
show,
No
man.
problem, no problem.
All right. We do have one more ad today, actually.
The exit? That way, back that way. That's where
Yeah.
people of your stature go. We got to go the other way, but if you go back to that corner, they'll take you out. No, not that way. Yeah, go that way, or else you'll be with us normies. All right, appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach.
There he is, Coach Sapp, rocking the.
Oh.
You're good.
Oh, does he have the prime shoe?
He's got the. I was just about to say, rocking the prime shoes.
Damn.
Glad we didn't take him out.
I know.
Hey, shout out to Allie.
Yo, that was clutch as hell. Good
Let's
job.
go. That was amazing. And Marissa as well. We're the best bookers on Radio Row, apparently.
Yeah.
We've been doing it all wrong trying to book guests ourselves.
We need to walk around with them.
I'm not kidding you. I went up to Warren Sapp's, person who's handling his his appearances earlier and got immediately shut down. Not even a breath before she was like, no, sorry. I was like, okay. Allie and Marissa, they just go straight to Coach Sapp.
Yep.
And got him over here, man. What a legendary day.
How about that? That was crazy.
What's next?
I don't know what's next. We do have someone else joining the show here in a bit. But shout out to truefan.travel. They'll be throwing their own tailgate party on Sunday in Vegas for the big game. If you're a DNVR listener in Vegas this week and are looking for an awesome experience on Sunday, TrueFan Travel will be hosting a tailgate and watch party at Daylight Beach Club at the Mandalay Bay, where we are right now, actually, within walking distance of Allegiant Stadium. They'll have a 5-hour premium open bar, all-inclusive package. They got all the good stuff you need. Food, heaters, everything. Reserve your spot now to the all-inclusive VIP tailgate and watch party, or they have an option for private cabanas available. Also, must be 21 or older.
Cabanas.
Cabanas, Arvada.
Must be 21 or older, but head to truefan.travel/trip/Super Bowl 2024 a little more. There is a restaurant in New Mexico called Taco, and we call it Taco Cabana.
Cubana?
Cabana.
Taco Cabana. Cabana, probably, if you're saying it in Spanish, is probably right.
That's what it's called.
I love it, man. You're the best. Yeah, we got way too many cords over here. We almost took out Warren Sapp.
Twitter going crazy, they said.
I'm sure they've already clipped that.
It's gotta be.
And said that Warren Sapp will be joining Colorado in March as a graduate assistant. We got the answer to all of the questions.
I guess I should just tweet this out.
Warren Sapp tells DNVR Buffs.
Warren Sapp just joined our show live at the Super Bowl and said he's coming as a grad assistant.
In March. To be honest, that man's personality is completely and utterly unique. Just like what we were talking about with Ocho, with Coach Prime, Warren Sapp, like these guys are just so dynamic. The way that they come and just like fill up a room. He's like cracking jokes, and that was awesome. Another one for the books. This is why I said we had to be out here. People in our company questioned me.
I know.
I'm not calling out anyone specifically, but people in our company questioned me when I was like, we are taking the Buff show to the Super Bowl. It's going to be legendary. I just know it. And people are like, what? Why would you take college football show to the Super Bowl? I'm like, because the opportunities we are going to have to talk to people who are who everyone wants to hear from about the Buffs is going to be insane. And then in one day we talk to Coach Prime, Chad Johnson, and Warren Sapp.
Yep.
So take that, haters.
Unreal.
In our own company, they're amongst us.
I know. You had to do some convincing, I heard.
I did.
That's insane to
Well,
me.
I mean, like, it was gonna happen no matter what. I didn't have to convince anyone of that.
Well,
but
I figured that,
I had
yes.
to defend myself against people who thought I was just like essentially like self-serving by doing this. Anyways.
Crazy.
You get your tweet out?
I did get my tweet. When's our next guest? Sean Merriman's coming?
Yeah, we're going to have Sean Merriman here in a few minutes. Should be at 2 o'clock. I will say I haven't heard from them in a while, but we'll assume that he's coming. I also haven't seen him here
today. I was just about to say, I haven't seen him here today, so I don't know. It is pretty packed out here.
It is.
Do we have some more questions?
Yeah, let's hit some more of these. Sammy Gomez says, is the DC hire confirmed?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, what does confirmed mean?
It has not been confirmed by the school in press release, but I was told...
This is going to be the DC this year.
Yeah, I was told from people with boots on the ground that he was at an event last night.
Coach Livingston?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And met some, donors and alumni and all that good stuff.
Damn, getting right to work.
So, yeah, obviously there's just like paperwork and stuff that has to be filled out, but that is our defensive coordinator.
Yep. What else we got?
How was the event last night at Circa, and any funny stories Reggie wants to know?
Any funny stories?
Oh, bro, if I could tell you guys the story of my dinner that I had after that.
Oh, my God.
I would. I'll just put it this way. If you guys ever come to the DNVR bar and hang out and catch me after like 4 drinks, I will tell you the story of the dinner I had last night in Barry's Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
As for stories that can be told here live on the air, I can't think of it.
Not this show.
Yeah, exactly.
Not this show. Stories from last night, though. I don't know. Last night snowballed pretty quickly for me.
How so?
My guy Bill came out to our party, and we were drinking.
Jakey Poo got a little drunk.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
We had to like split up our dinners. We went our separate ways after that event.
Yeah, man. I don't even. Yeah. It just happened. I don't know. All of a sudden, Alyssa and I are just walking down towards the restaurant.
Yeah. Bill was out there. We also had a couple guys who watched the show who are here. I believe they're. I don't know. I believe they're in the Air Force, and they've come down here to help with security at the Super Bowl. So shout out to those guys. They were super cool. Like I said, we always love the support from you guys. Cody Chepa, who's always in the chat.
The GOAT, yes.
Just gassing us up, asking people to hit the like, which, by the way, if you haven't hit the like today, you'll never hit it for us.
No doubt.
But, yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a great night. Shout out to Circa.
It was a great night. Super shout out to Cody. Super shout out to Bill as well.
Amen.
What else we got?
Big TZ sent us a super sticker. This one is pair character punching the air with fist and bump written on his knuckles.
Hell yeah. Fist bump.
I almost fist bumped myself, and that would have been really, really lame.
What else we got? I've got a little bit of news stuff.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
We have some signings that have happened today. BJ Green's officially signed. We had...
Oh, that's fun.
Who was yesterday? The commitment yesterday. I already forgot his name. Kyron Garcia. He signed, I think I mentioned that yesterday as well. So BJ Green's official. He's locked in. I'm sure we'll be seeing him in Well Off, Reach the People, and all that stuff here. Those guys were here too, by the way. Of course.
Yes.
They usually are. So you're going to see a lot of Super Bowl content coming from the CU, most prominent CU YouTube pages.
Amen. I'm excited to see kind of what their day was like from behind the scenes. But, yeah, we were hoping to get those guys on. We were hoping that we were going to get Darius and Bucky on together, which I think would have been awesome. But they had to. I was talking to Darius. They went to that event that Coach Prime went to right after he talked to us. And then they had to go straight to NFL Honors. I'm guessing Coach Prime presenting an award again tonight.
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
I forgot that was tonight.
Remember last year he was like recruiting on stage?
Oh, that was that legendary moment, yeah. Send all your kids to Colorado.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'm sure we'll get another good one-liner tonight.
I can't wait. What else we got?
Any other questions?
Jesse wants to know, what Buffs player do you all see being drafted?
This This year?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be Zay then, right?
It should be Zay. I'm starting to get very concerned about Zay's.
Oh, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, the chat was, he got invited to
Combine?
Yeah, he got a Combine invite, so
Thank
he'll be
God.
there. Yes,
Thank
yes,
God.
yes.
They've been overlooking him like crazy, sleeping on our guy. And I was actually talking to a couple NFL people while I was here saying, you got to check out this guy's film.
Yep.
He's legitimately for real. And I've said this before. I've said it a couple times in when there's been a buff. I said, whoever gets this guy's going to be really happy they got him. I said about Phillip Lindsay as a football player. Well, became the first ever undrafted player to run for 1,000 yards in each of his first 2 seasons. I said about Derek White. I said about Spencer Dinwiddie.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those guys playing long, long careers in the NBA right now, and I'm putting that stamp on Zay Weaver. Someone is going to draft Zay Weaver, and they're going to be very, very happy they did so.
Definitely.
And if they don't draft him, someone's going to be even luckier that they got him as an undrafted free agent. But I'm really hoping that doesn't happen because he deserves, I think, to be a day 2 pick.
Absolutely. I mean, he's played a lot of college football. He came in as a grad. They had not great quarterback play at USF. And he comes in here, and his ability, to me, I think the most impressive thing that Zay did at Boulder was how quickly he was able to build chemistry with Shedeur early in the season. That led to everything else. And it was, you could just tell once you saw, the little practices we got to see, you saw it early in the TCU game in Nebraska. The guy is just so polished. Like, he can do it all. He's got the hands. He can run routes. He's fast. He's a deep threat. And he can just work short and intermediate zones and stuff like that. So he's going to be a stud.
And when you play with Shedeur Sanders, you don't really have to flash this but he also has all the spectacular catches in his bag.
Yep.
Skying people, mossing people, one-handed stuff. But to me, 3-level receiver. Screens, intermediate game where I think he's the best, but also was the most consistent deep ball threat for Colorado last year.
I'd agree.
So, draft that man.
I don't know how old he is, for those who have asked in the chat. I think he's only been, last year was his 5th year. I don't know if you know off the top of your head. Born in 2000, so he turns 24 in October.
Okay.
So he's 23.
There you go. Also, a lot of people in the comments are pointing out to us that a bunch of the players are out here in Vegas, which we have heard too.
We have heard that.
I don't know if they're going to be to Radio Row. If they do, we're going to have an insane show tomorrow because I don't think they're coming today.
Right.
But if they need passes, I can help them with that.
Yeah. We ain't hard to find either.
Yeah, exactly.
What else, Alyssa?
Place your bets now. Is Sean Merriman coming?
I'd say no.
I don't think so either. I don't think so. Not that this show needs another guest, but it would be cool to talk to him. But I don't think that he is on Radio Row today.
He was here bright and early, like every other day.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't been here, so.
That's okay.
It's all right. We only really had one question to ask him anyway, I think.
I have a couple.
Do you?
Yeah.
What were you going to ask him?
I'm not going to. What if he shows up 2 minutes after I just said all the questions I'm going to ask? It's going to be kind of repetitive.
That's true. What else you got?
Easy Dust asks, who do you think will be the dark horse for the running back room? Micah Welsh is a beast.
It's got to be Micah.
I'm still a Savion Wilkerson believer.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
But I think Micah Welch is definitely a dark horse. A lot of people have pointed out that we haven't talked about him that much, and they're actually right. We haven't talked about him a lot, but man, if he doesn't look the part.
Yeah. I mean, he's been on campus like 2 months.
No,
we'll
for sure.
get to him.
But even during the recruiting process, we didn't talk about him all that much.
I mean, him and Brantley for the same reason, because they both just kind of committed.
That's what
I think Micah committed after Brantley, because I think Brantley was around this time last year, and then Micah was a summer commit. Or maybe I think of Jamar Swaldo. Either way, they're just guys who committed and stuck with the program, and for that reason alone, man, we all know what happened with this last recruiting class. So.
Allie is calling her shot here. She thinks she can get us another guest. But just look out for Sean Merriman. We don't know if he actually came here today, but we were supposed to have him at 2 o'clock.
Where did this food come from, too?
Yeah, what's up with this food?
Like, why is it
I know,
always
I'm
during
hungry.
our show?
What's up with this food?
Food situation?
I just saw Marissa scarf down like a chicken
Yeah,
biscuit.
what was that?
Right in front of our faces.
Chicken sandwich, and they gave me chicken leg and a chicken wing.
Can we have one?
No, it's over here, but they're like person.
They're not going to remember you.
Oh, that's what happened, I'm sure. Yeah, uh-huh.
Just like undo your braids. All right. Guess we're not getting chicken.
We'll definitely try to get an interview with Michael Welsh. We want to let some of these freshmen settle in, though. We'll get to them.
Eric Morse wants us to get Roger Goodell.
Yeah, let me just grab him. He's right there somewhere.
I have a Roger Goodell story. I can't remember if I've told that on this show.
I don't think you have. Go ahead. We've got time today.
One time I was just in one of my moods, wanted to troll, and we were at a restaurant that Roger Goodell was at in Indianapolis, and he walked by and I said, "Sir, would you mind taking a picture of us?" Meaning like of our table.
Yeah.
And he just assumed I meant, "Will you take a picture with us?" So then he just got into a picture with us and handed my phone to like someone else to take the picture. I was like, "Oh, I just wanted to have a picture of us so that I could tweet out, Roger Goodell took this photo." But nope, then we got a picture with Roger Goodell.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. They made his press conference private this year.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of always was. It was just...
Oh, really?
It was an unspoken...
Or it was invite only, wasn't it?
It was invite only this year, but before it was just they just planted the questions, which I'm sure they did again. But so like anyone could show up, you just couldn't ask a question.
Interesting.
All right.
What else, Alyssa?
Shoot, I just saw one. Oh, did any other Buffs get a combine invite?
JD?
I don't know where you see like a full list of combine invites, I guess, as they come out.
I'm sure it would be on social.
Let me see if I can find something real quick.
Speaking of social, I saw that the official CU Buffs Instagram account posted the Travis Kelce saying the Buffs are going undefeated video. I was going to try to get a follow-up comment from Jason Kelce today about the fact that his brother picked their alma mater to lose to the Buffs, but didn't get the chance to ask.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow.
I'm on a website here that is what?
It's the way that you said.
I'm on a website here.
I'm on a website here.
I'm on a website here that has 2024 NFL Combine accepted invite tracker. And there is, Zay's not even on here. There's like 15 guys on this. So
no other Buffs, though.
We'll find out in due time, yeah.
How long do we give Sean Merriman? Before we go
this
lights
is
out
fun.
on this show.
Jesus, well, that's it right there. Later, guys. Go Buffs. What else do we have?
Paisley wants to know, do you think BJ Green will be a linebacker and defensive end?
Wait, linebacker or defensive end?
He said so I don't know. I guess he, or.
See, this is a question we can answer or we'll be able to answer here shortly, but I still don't know right now just because I haven't learned too much about Livingston still.
Right.
But from what it sounds like, whatever happens along the defensive line, they haven't decided yet, they may or may not be grouping, last year it was separated defensive ends, defensive tackles.
Mm-hmm.
We might have all defensive linemen in the same room this year.
Okay. All right. And then they have the grad assistant who knows a little something about defensive line play too.
Yes. So yeah, we'll see. Still some things to work out with the coaching staff.
The girls club said, RK, how does it feel having 7 shows at Radio Row from a company you helped launch?
It's unbelievable. It's never something that I can't say like I dreamed of it, because my dreams are more like what we're doing right now, having incredible guests and talking about the Buffs. The fact that we get to do that and, obviously talk to Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, talk to Warren Sapp about Colorado football, talk to Chad Johnson about Colorado football, that type of stuff, that was my dream. What I realized, though, is that other people really like, oh, my God, we got chicken, bro.
Yo, let's go. Thank you.
Yes.
We're not going to eat this
I can't do it right
air.
now.
Yeah.
Whoa. I want to see this.
There's
there's more.
There's like a pickle, some sort of, those are
That's
mushrooms.
Wait.
Those are mushrooms.
Oh, those are
Let's go a little mushroom salad.
What is
go
on
to
this
Cirque du
sandwich?
Soleil after this. The chicken sandwich. All right, we're gonna eat that in a second. Anyways, I realized once we started building this that like people really love what we do, and it would be cool for us to be able to do that for other fan bases. And so being able to bring out 4 different markets. Obviously, you add our show in, all NFL show, which is now our national NFL show. Our hockey show's out here creating hilarious, great content. It's really, really cool. It's special, and I'm getting texts from people in our company saying like, man, everyone in the industry is talking about ALLCITY like making waves on Radio Row. So it's special for sure.
That's amazing, man. We have over 2,000 people watching right now too.
Love you guys. We're so hungry.
Yeah.
So someone said, what is a mushroom salad? I wish I could tell you, but that's what that looked like.
Yeah, I've never seen mushrooms in like a little ramekin like that before. So I don't know what's going on.
Like I can't even, they're not even necessarily sauteed.
Yeah. That's cool, Alyssa.
What?
Alyssa's just
The mushrooms are interesting.
How's the sandwich?
It's really good.
Oh, thanks.
No problem, no problem.
We're almost done, Jake. You're gonna eat half a sandwich very soon.
Do we have any more questions? Okay.
Peter really wants us to eat it on air, and that's gonna be some weird ASMR shit that most people probably don't want.
These mics are too sensitive. I wouldn't want to eat anything with one of these on.
For real.
We're almost done anyway, though, guys.
Yeah,
so
I think
we'll get taken care of. Are we just gonna call it here?
I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Huge thanks to Sean Merriman. Great appearance. I'm just kidding.
I kind of don't want this show to end, if I'm being for real.
Oh, man. Once the show ends, we actually get to start thinking about what it was like and what this day really was.
That's true. Yeah, man. What a day. What a day. We have one more out here in Vegas before we head back home. Stay tuned, man. Tons of stuff going on. It's the off season, but we're ramping up.
Shout out to Coach Prime for joining us. Shout out to Warren Sapp for joining us. Shout out to Neely for helping all of this happen. Shout out to Sam for helping us get Coach Prime today. Shout out to Chad Johnson, who was on the show. And CJ Stroud kind of was, too.
Shout out CJ Stroud.
Shout out to Allie and Marissa for locking it down. Shout
out to Yaya for getting me a water before the show.
Yaya, of course. Shout out to Alyssa, who always makes this show go. And shout out to you guys, because as I said earlier in the show, none of this happens without you guys helping us build this community and always being there and watching our shows every day. And we're still on the up.
Yep.
We're not done.
A lot more to come, man. Can't wait.
PJ Bird asked if we're going to be here tomorrow, too.
We will.
Yes, we will be here tomorrow. And that is when we will see you guys next. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go fucking Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.